Hello, PrettyKing79 here, and Happy New Year, Happy 2012 already, blimey. Hope you all had a great New Year and a great Christmas. It's that time of year again. It's time for the top 5 Transformers of the last year of 2011. But before I get started, just want to say a massive, big thanks to everyone who's subbed to me over the last couple of years. I've finally hit 100 subs. Yay! So it's good to finally hit that milestone. But yeah, thank you to everyone who's subbed and everyone who comments. It's much appreciated. That's why I do these reviews, really, for people to check them out. So yeah, so let's crack on with the top 5 Transformers toys of 2011, and let me know what you think and what your top 5 toys were. Okay, number 5 this year is Reveal the Shield Lugnut. Yeah, it was awesome to get a sort of updated, more realistic looking, for a Transformer of course, more realistic looking Lugnut figure. I loved Animated the series, but the toy line never really did anything for me. I just thought it was a little bit too kiddie, a little bit too cartoony, and I never really got into it. But I did enjoy the show, and I did enjoy Lugnut as a character. So when this guy came out, I thought, yeah, he's definitely worth picking up, and I'm very glad that I did. Awesome, big, imposing figure, loads of awesome articulation, and he's pretty menacing. You can get him some really cool poses, which I will. Well, anyway, you can get him in some cool poses. Take my word for it. If you haven't got him, you need to get him, really. And by now, he's pretty cheap. You can pick him up on eBay for about a tenner. So if you haven't got this guy, make sure you get him. Okay. Number 4 is Generation Scourge. Yeah, this guy, I mean, he's awesome. He really is a good figure. Robot mode is pretty much faultless, I would say. It's, you know, a great updated version of G1 Scourge. Goes really nicely next to Cyclonus if you've got him, and he's definitely one to pick up. He would have been higher up the list if his alt mode was a little bit better, and I do find, I don't know if it's just mine, but whenever I transform him, these wings kind of fall off whilst I'm doing it, so a little bit of quality control issues on that one, but he's still an excellent figure and one to pick up if you haven't got him already. What would have made him even better is if he had a Target Master. You could have had Fracas in here, and it would have gone nicely with Cyclonus, but unfortunately, alas, no Fracas, and you have to pay stupid prices for the United one if you want to get the Fracas figure. But hey, never mind, he's still one to get. Okay, number 3. Number three is another Reveal the Shield character, and this, of course, is Windcharger. He came out really early in the year. He came out way back in January. I did a review of him back then, so if you haven't seen that, check him out. But he's so cool. Robot mode is such a good representation of him in the G1 cartoon. He even comes with his little cannons there, and alt mode is nice as well. He was actually really hard to get hold of, I think, outside of the UK. I know America didn't get him, or were very late in getting him. So if you haven't been able to get him yet, then and you get the chance, then do, because he's a great little figure. Yeah, that's Windcharger. We need some more scouts, really, more Minibot scouts. Unfortunately, I don't know if we're going to get any more. The Generations line Reveal the Shield, I don't know, I think they're petering out now. I don't think we're going to get many more figures, but it would be nice to have some more of these guys, because the scouts are awesome. If you want to get scout figures now, you're going to have to go for sort of eye gear in their versions, which is no bad thing, but they're obviously quite a lot pricier than the official figures. So more scouts, please, Hasbro. Right, number 2, Masterpiece Rodimus. Right, this is a guy that I think is certainly a love it or hate it figure. This guy featured in the Moonbase roundup of 2011 as the worst Transformer of 2011. I'm not quite sure how you can say he's the worst Transformer. If you take any of the Dark of the Moon figures, like this piece of crap, certainly much worse than this guy. Much worse than this guy. I know why people don't like him, because he's not the complete Rodimus Prime figure. But I didn't want a Rodimus Prime, I wanted a Masterpiece Hot Rod, and that's what this guy is. And he is, you know, a third of the price of the Japanese version. He is in the correct colours from the toy, not the cartoon, and if you're a toy and comic fan like me and not a cartoon fan, then that's the version you're going to get. See? Toy. So that's why I got him, and he's great. He's got better, from what I can tell, better quality control than the Takara release. I know some people had problems with theirs, but I haven't had problems with mine, so I can only go on what I've got, and he's fine. The transformation is perhaps a little bit overly complicated, but yeah, he's a masterpiece, so I can't really moan about that too much. But he's certainly not as ridiculous as Masterpiece Megatron. No, he's not as good as Prime and Grimlock, but he's still worth getting. Say 60 quid, Toys R Us have got loads of them left. I would definitely get this guy. If you get a 41, then you can obviously take it back, which, you know, I think he's got an unjustified bad rep, and I've really enjoyed this guy. That said, obviously he is quite fragile, and he doesn't tend to get moved around too much, but, you know, he's great. I mean, I was going to do a review of him, but to be honest, there's so many reviews of him out there, I don't know whether I will, but I enjoy him for what he is, and, you know, he's an awesome figure. Okay, so he's number 2. So, who is number 1? Okay, before we get on to number 1, let's have a look at some other highlights of the year. I love this guy. This, of course, is Generations Cup with the iGear upgrade. Now, with the iGear head, I'd say he is would have been in the top 5, but I think upgrade's kind of cheating, really. So I haven't put him in there, but I think he's great. It's just I haven't transformed him since he's got the head. I think that cigar is a little bit too fragile to risk being transformed. So he's kind of more of an action figure now than a transformer. But he was very cool. This next guy really surprised me, and the fact that he was even being considered shows how much of a surprise he was. You know, this is Legends Reveal the Shield Megatron, who I reviewed earlier on in the year. He's a great figure. He's really cool. He's one of the best Megatron figures that we've had since the original G1 toy. Certainly better than Masterpiece Megatron, which is kind of ridiculous when you think how cheap he is. But he was great. You know, he can. His gun mode go in the hand of Masterpiece Starscream. He's, you know, really cartoon accurate. Yeah, he was cool. He was nearly going to get in there, but he didn't. But hey, he was cool. This next guy, well, the figure itself came out a couple of years ago, so he couldn't be in the list, but the upgrade came out this year, and I was toying with it, but again, upgrades, you know, it's kind of cheating. The Head Robot's Blood, or Bludgeon upgrade for the Reveal the Shield Bludgeon, Reveal the Shield, Revenge of the Fallen Bludgeon. My god, this is a good upgrade. I mean, the figure itself, the original figure wasn't too bad, but with this head, yeah, this is just awesome. This is G1 Bludgeon, and he looks fantastic. But he couldn't go on the list because, of course, the original figure came out 2 years ago, so he didn't make it. Who else have I got on the list? Who else nearly made it? Bit of a surprise, this one, I guess, some people, but I really liked Reveal the Shield Strafe. I missed out on Mind Wipe when he came out a couple of years ago, so it was cool to get this guy, and I got him really cheap because I don't think he was particularly popular, which is kind of a shame. It's a nice figure. The only negative really for me is these dagger things in robot mode. If there was a way to get rid of those, he would have probably snuck in at number 5, because I really like this guy. What I'd love to see with this guy is a third-party company do a G1 sort of variant of the head, so like get you know, the boxy strafe G1 head, and replace it with that. That would look really nice. But he's still a cool figure, and I enjoy getting him as well. And of course, Encore Devastator came out this year in all his chunky G1 awesomeness. But it's a bit. I know I've had G1 figures in the past 2 years of top 5 toys, but it's a bit cheeky to have another one. Devastator is Devastator. If you haven't got this guy, then you know you need to get him. But everyone knows G1 Devastator, so I wasn't going to pop him in the list. So yeah, those are the guys that nearly made it. So who was my top Transformer of 2011? Well, I'm going to be a big dirty cheat, and it's actually 3. It's the Fans Project Insecticons, or not Insecticons. Now, yes, this is 3 Transformers, and okay, that's, you know, is cheating somewhat, but I really couldn't separate the 3 of them. Had I have looked at them individually as Transformers, then the top 5 would have consisted of these 3 and 2 others, which I kind of thought was a bit boring. So I thought I would put them in as one. If I had to pick one of the 3, I'd say that the Bombshell, or Storm Bomb as he's called, would have been my favourite, just because I love the blocky, you know, chunkiness, and he's, you know, he just looks really cool. I love the chain and all the spikes and everything. But all 3 of them are excellent, and I was really glad to pick them up. I don't really get many third-party figures because they are so bloody expensive, but these guys, luckily Kapow Toys were doing them at a reasonable price. I think they were sort of £35 each, which for the 3 of them is okay. It's over £100, but they are nice, and I was very pleased to get them. So yeah, I don't know how hard these guys are to get hold of now. I imagine you can still get them, but you know, there's a lot of money. But if you like Fans Project, then you need to get these guys. So they are my number 1 of the year. I hope you well, let me know what you thought of my selections, whether you thought they were a load of rubbish, whether you agreed, or let me know what your top 5 were of the year. I think it's been a good year. Well, it's been an up and down year for Transformers toys, I'd say. I mean, obviously Dark of the Moon has dominated with the Cyberverse stuff, which I picked up some of it, and I wasn't expecting it to be great, and it wasn't. The quality was poor, and you know, they seem to have replaced the best parts of Revenge of the Fallen line, i.e. the Scouts, with the Cyberverse, which is a shame because, you know, they were good. But you know, we've had some really cool third-party stuff. We've had the End of the Generations line. I mean, stuff like Warpath and Wheeljack would have probably been in my top 5 if I've actually got around to getting them, which I haven't yet. So I will at some point, but I haven't yet. So yeah, it's been not a bad year. I mean, 2012 I think is going to be an interesting year. I think third-party toys are going to dominate more and more. The official Hasbro lines are obviously going to be dominated by Dark of the Moon. I don't know if we're going to get anything to replace Generations and Reveal the Shield. Hopefully we will, because there's obviously a heck of a lot of characters out there from G1 that they could update. But if they don't, then I think, you know, most of my purchases, other than obviously awesome G1 goodness, it's going to be third-party stuff. Like the iGear Minibots looks really cool. So yeah. So anyway, that was my very quick whistle-stop tour of the Transformers of 2011. So let me know your thoughts. I will be back very, very soon with some more retro Transformers reviews, some really big Transformers. So stick around, and thanks for checking out my video. Thanks for checking out my video as always, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Bye for now.